You know, Paul here, he'd experienced everything. He'd experienced prosperity. He'd experienced poverty. He'd been on both extremes of it. In his previous life, what was he? He was a tax collector that was a pretty vile old fellow. You know, he was a guy that had tasted the success of the world. He had money. He had the jingle. He had it all. And then he went to the other extreme there was a change in his life. But you know what? He had something that this world couldn't give him. He had something in his heart, in his soul, in his mind that the world couldn't provide. Who was that? That was a man named Jesus. That was a change in his life. You know, the Lord struck him down one day on the highway. Got his attention. Got his attention one day, and he come out of there. He was a different man. He was a changed man. And he was a great, great warrior for the Lord. I like reading about him. I like that old song they sing, like Paul of old, I fought a good fight. Well done, my child, well done. That's what I want to hear someday when I walk through the gates. Boy, like Paul of old, you fought a good fight. Come on in. Well done. I found contentment and peace and happiness in whatever situation that I am. He speaks and says, whatever state that I am, therewith to be content. You know, some of us, sometimes we're like kids. We're just big versions of them. You know, I teach school. And you know, kids, you can come in, you can provide them for something. Every year I got kids say, Mr. Mullins, when are we going to have a party? You know, well, I teach middle school, but normally by that time you try to eliminate parties, you know. Parties are pretty well down to 3rd or 4th grade, but they still want to have parties, you know. And they come in, 7th grade's a big change. No more recess, and they're like, oh man, we don't go outside. I said, no, welcome to the big time. Welcome to the big leagues. There's no more of that, no, you know. We don't go outside and swing for 20 minutes. As much as I'd like to, we don't get to. I said, this is different. And you know, and then they start, well, when can we have a party? I said, well, the old man here's not much of a party teacher anymore. I said, but towards the end of the year, we'll do a few things, you know. Maybe if everybody's had a good year and their testing goes good, I said, the old man here might bring in some pizza and a few things. And, you know, one day we'll just sit down and kind of relax a little bit. And it never seems to amaze me that I'll bring a big bunch of stuff in, you know, and I'll sit it down and I'll have some kid walk in and says, I don't like that. And then all of a sudden, it just, you know, I was raised up at the house, and a lot of y'all were raised just like me. What Mom put on the table, I ate. Okay, didn't have no choice. Didn't have to say, Mom, I don't like that. Could you go to the, there wasn't no drive-thrus when I was growing up. There wasn't no drive-thrus in the burg. Everything closed about 6 o'clock. You might get your Pepsi at the gas station because everything else was closed. There wasn't none of that. I sit down and what Mom laid on the table, I ate. Or I kept my mouth shut. Amen? Y'all know what you're talking about. Yeah, I think way, you know. But I got some kids and I'll bring it in and there'll be some rascal walk up and he says, I don't like pepperoni pizza. And I'll say, pick them off. But I don't like it. It still tastes like pepperoni. And I say, hey, wait a minute. Did you pay for it, buddy? Did you fork over the money for it? Did you go down? Did you order it? And they'll say, no. I said, then hush. I don't like this was only drink soda thing. I said, well, today we're drinking this. This is what we all drink. Okay? You know what I'm talking about. Can't be happy with nothing. And I just shake my head and I'll have some good ones. And they'll walk up and say, Mr. Mullins, thank you so much. You're the best guy in the world. That makes you feel 10-foot tall, bulletproof, you know. When they hug you and they say, this was great, Mr. Mullins, I love this. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I begin to think about, you know, a lot of us are like that. We can't be content. We're just like the kid that don't like pepperoni pizza. You know? Never forget when I was a kid, we had a neighbor kid. We lived down in Tennessee, and he'd come over. You know, we didn't eat ham at our house. We eat poor-man steak. Anybody know what that is? Bologna. Okay? Still love it today. Ain't nothing no better. You know, the best kind is to get it fried. You know, y'all know what I'm talking about. Nothing better than fried bologna, except more of it. Okay? Had a buddy come over, and we fixed this big bologna sandwich, and he enlightened us real quick. I don't like bologna. Mom says, what do you like? I like ham. She said, we don't eat ham here. That's too expensive. You'll eat bologna or you'll go without. Well, I think that day he chose down bologna sandwich. But you know, I begin to think about being content and finding satisfaction in the Lord. And many times we're like, but Lord, but Lord, but Lord. But Paul said, I found that to be in whatever state that I am, to be content and to be happy. You know, a lot of times you just start thinking about, my life could be a lot worse. It could be a whole lot worse, but by the grace and mercies of God, I've got what I've got, and He's provided for me what He's provided for me. You know, like I say many times, a lot of times I catch myself out in the yard walking around looking at my house, looking at my old truck, looking at my tractor and saying, Lord, thank you because you gave me all of this. You gave it all to me. You provided me with this. And Lord, I'm so happy when I catch myself being disgruntled thinking, Lord, I sure would like to have one of them new Chevrolet pickup trucks. And He says, that one you drives pretty good, don't it? And I said, yeah, Lord, it does. And He said, it's paid for, don't it? I said, yeah. He said, now, you're a blessed man. I said, I sure am. I sure am. Nothing wrong with having a Chevrolet pickup truck or do it. Y'all feel ready to give me one, I'll take it. I'm chilling. But finding whatever state that I am to be content and to be happy and to have satisfaction. Why? Because there's a peace and a joy within my heart that I can't find anywhere. Regardless of the circumstances, Paul had experienced it both. He'd had great hardships. He'd had prosperity. But he said, I speak this that I've learned in whatever state I am therewith to be content. Think about this and realize how quickly your situation can change. Paul speaks about the uncertainty of riches. Wealth can disappear overnight. You know, I'm not a very wealthy guy. I've been blessed to pay my bills. I've got a little money in my pocket. Thank you, Lord. Got food to eat. Obviously, I eat well, okay? My wife's nodding over there. She said, too well. And I'm thankful that the Lord has blessed me. But you know, you think back to just a few years ago, some of y'all may have experienced this. I remember we had I got a sister-in-law that had some money in a retirement account, and back about 2006 or 8 or whenever everything kind of went, you know. And she lost about $18,000 in a retirement. It just come. Some of y'all may be shaking and saying, yep, I suffered that. You know, I ain't got a big bunch of money. I put a little bit back in the deferred thing for teachers, and, you know, I lost a little bit of money then. I'm like, I can't afford none, you know. But nothing from nothing is nothing. But, you know, Paul, he reminds us, you know, in whatever state you're there, suddenly things can change. Money doesn't answer everything. The things of this world don't answer anything. Have all the fame and the riches and the goods and the trinkets of this world, but nothing can bring happiness like God can.